Welcome to the Luminary, your home for Bungie purism and screaming about how much you hate Sprint. Right?
Monica, that's not what we're
Oh, is that
doing
not
here.
that's not what we're doing?
No,
Oh.
we're actually here to talk about why we all hate Sarah Palmer.
Oh, right. This is a Palmer hate podcast. Right.
Absolutely, that
Forgot.
was our sole intention with this project.
Yeah.
No. That's
Just
a little
kidding.
bit different from what we're actually
Yeah,
doing.
that's actually the opposite of what we're doing for this podcast.
We're actually going to be positive here.
I hope that was apparent for most people. I
Oh
hope.
god, yeah.
Keyword. I really hope for most people that was obvious that was sarcastic.
Don't take our jokes out of context, please.
Yeah.
Please.
This podcast is actually about what we love most about Halo, which is the lore.
Just going to be talking about the world, the
Yeah.
universe, the stories in the games and without, and all the expanded media and everything in between.
Yeah.
Everything under the superluminal pulse that will
Oh, God.
extinguish all life in 7 radii of the galactic center? That sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
I gotta read up on my Guilty Spark quotes.
Yeah.
But something like that.
Yeah. Our love for Halo is the size of Trevelyan. How about that?
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It's
big.
pretty big.
Trevelyan has a diameter of 1 astronomical unit, which is a lot.
It's big.
Or is that the radius?
It's one of them.
It's big. It's
Yeah.
really freaking huge.
Yeah. So we named this podcast The Luminary because we plan to explore the lore.
And if you're unfamiliar with the term the Luminary, a Luminary is a Forerunner device that seeks out other Forerunner artifacts. So we love the lore,
Yeah.
and we're gonna seek out, share, and talk about the lore.
Yeah. So we thought it was appropriate. And this episode in particular is going to be a short introduction of ourselves, our history with Halo, and what our hopes are for this podcast. So who are you? Who are you, voice over there?
Oh, that's a good question. Who are any of us? I'm particularly. My name's Josie, and I have been a fan of Halo since. When did Halo 2 come out? I'm bad with
2004.
dates. 2004, so for a while.
One of those.
It's been a while. One
Yep.
of those, yeah. How about you, other mysterious voice?
Other voice on the other line. My
Who's
name is
already
Monica. My name is Monica. I have been a fan of Halo since CE. I remember my brother got an Xbox for Christmas and had this new sci-fi game, and I remember watching him play this new game in our TV room and thinking, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But I
Isn't
kept
that how it always
going.
starts?
Yeah, I kept going back into the TV room to watch him, and I was just like, this is interesting, I guess. Whatever, stupid boy game. And then I kept going back in and back in. I was like, the music's really good, man. Oh, look, you can just use any weapon. Whoa, there's like a third enemy species. What? And then I was hooked. And it just kind of, it was just one of those things where I kind of stole the controller away from him.
Oh, yeah.
And the rest is history. But as far as the lore, I didn't really get into the lore, and this will be a question I asked for you, Josie. I didn't really get into the lore until 2014 or so, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I always loved the stories of Halo and the games, but I really started to consume all the books and the expanded media in 2014. I don't really know why. I think I just had some Halo books lying around. I was like, you know what? Let me give these a try.
Yeah, you just pick it up, and it's like, I know, I like the games. Is this like the games? And it's not like the games at all. I mean that in the best way.
Yeah.
It is.
Exactly.
Takes you. Just takes you.
Yeah. So when you started playing Halo 2 back in 2004, were you hooked on the story and all of the lore, like in the beginning, or?
I was always really curious about it, because when Halo came out, and I was a good boy, and I didn't play any video games that were rated M because I wasn't M yet. I was still a teen, so I'm not gonna play any of those games for adults. Then and then I played it and I'm like, oh, ratings are kind of subjective.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like really interested in the story because my friends would always want to play like the multiplayer, and we just did like TDM on these big maps and just kind of like spent hours wandering around. What's that one big cave map in Halo 2? I think it was Waterworks, Like I think that was like the favorite map we'd play on. But like I'd always like ask like, oh, what's this? What's that? And they weren't really as much into the lore or the story as
Uh-huh.
I was curious about. So then I just eventually got when I finally got my own Xbox and I finally played CE and Halo 2 in like 2008 maybe, or 2007. Then I finally like I took that dive myself into the lore, into like the story, and like played through the campaign, and I played through it again and again, and yeah, just like I just ate it up. Then the first book I read was Reach, Fall of Reach. And about the time when I got CE for myself is also the time I started reading the book. So they've always kind of been like the games and the books have always been in tandem with going together.
I mean, well, Halo is a book series with game spin-offs, you know.
Yeah, that is true.
Fall of Reach was before CE.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Halo, actually a book series with video game tie-ins.
Yep. So that's a little bit about us. You may also know us as 2/3 of the Veda Lopez fan club. We were present at Halo Outposts in summer of 2019. It feels like 1,000 years ago, but
it really does.
2019.
That was such a great weekend.
Gosh.
In the before times.
Yeah, before everything. Capitalized everything. Yeah, but yeah, we were in Anaheim. I went to the Houston Outpost and then flew over to California.
Sunny California, where I live.
Yeah, met up with Josie and our other buddy and repped Veda Lopez on our shirts. Yeah.
We got some custom shirts made. It says on the front in like
it's like a jersey. It's
sports,
like a
sports jersey. Yes,
yeah, it's like a varsity
jersey font. It says Veda Lopez Fan Club, and on the back it says what's it? ONI Ferret Division.
Yeah, Office of Naval Intelligence Ferret Division.
Yeah, they were. I love
so
that
fun.
Shirt. It's
so fun.
Really, we wore it. Was that on the day we ran into Troy? We were wearing those shirts, right?
Yeah, we were wearing the shirts. I think it was Saturday. And was it Kelly Gay who told us that Troy was looking? Somebody told us.
It was either Kelly Gay or Jeff Easterling.
Yeah.
It might have been Jeff.
It was, yeah, they were like, Troy is looking for you.
Yeah.
We were like, well, we're looking for Troy.
It's like, really?
But yeah, that was,
Didn't you wear you wore the Veda Lopez shirt to the Texas one, right?
Yeah, I wore the shirt to, because I'm in Texas, other sunny state.
Unfortunately.
In a different kind of heat. We're in two very sunny, hot states.
It sucks and I miss the rain.
I went to Houston. I went to the Houston Anaheim, which was a couple weeks, I think, before. What did I just say? Did I say the Houston Anaheim?
You said Houston Anaheim, yeah.
Okay. I went to the Houston Outpost, which was a couple weeks before Anaheim. That's what I was trying to say. And met with Jeff Easterling, had a really great talk with him, and I made the decision, like, it was such a great weekend, even just by myself, and I said that this has got to be 10 times more fun with my friends.
Yeah,
so
you did get a whole lot of motivation to book that flight immediately.
I mean, yeah, the weekend ended, and I kind of looked at my bank account, and I was like, look here. We're going to make this work. We're going to get over to Anaheim, because Nikki was already coming down to see you anyway.
Nikki and I have been planning it for months. Nikki's the other, the last third of the Veda Lopez fan club.
Yeah, and she was already going to go.
Unfortunately lost to Star Wars. That's a topic for another day.
They tore her away from Halo. We'll get her back.
Eventually. But yeah, her and I were planning it for a couple months. And then, like, the day was coming up and we were like, hey, let's convince Monica to come down.
And I was like,
that was around the time we made the shirts. And then we convinced you to come down to California.
Yeah.
So she came down from Canada. Then you came over from Texas, and then we just met up, and it was great.
Yeah.
Had a lot of IHOP.
A lot of IHOP.
We're not sponsored by IHOP, but we did eat a lot of IHOP.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fantastic weekend. We had we met so many great Halo authors. There were so many authors, kind of surprise authors there. I think Christy Golden
Yeah.
came as like a surprise kind of like last
Hmm.
minute thing. Troy Denning was there. Forbeck was there.
And Tool.
Kelly Antool was there. Kelly Gay. So yeah, just really such a fun weekend to be a Halo book fan.
A wonderful experience.
Yeah, was so much fun. So yeah, I mean, with that said, feel like we can talk a little bit about our faves of Halo.
Yeah, good little icebreaker, so y'all
Yeah.
can get a feel for our likes and
Yeah.
what we vibe with.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do like a top 5. We'll go through games, characters, books, soundtracks, and go through a top 5. List of top 5 for each one.
All right,
How does that sound?
sounds good.
Okay.
You wanna
I'll go
you wanna
first.
take a
Yeah.
shot?
I'll try it. I'll try it because ranking Halo is hard.
It's difficult. There were
It seems
options.
to change on a daily basis as well. So my top
Yeah.
5, I would say, games. CE, Combat Evolved, I think is probably still my top. I just love it. It just hits me
holds up
right in the
really
little
well.
11-year-old Monica's heart. And yeah, I think it's still my top. So
Yeah.
CE, number 1. Halo 4 is number 2.
Mhm.
Halo 2
Is number
would be
3.
is number 3.
Clearly, we're going chronological here.
Yeah, exactly. Reach also holds like a special place in my heart. I really love
Oh, yeah.
Reach for all of its many faults. I still love it. And then ODST, and then 3, and then I know we're just kind of ranking them all. This isn't the top 5 anyway, but whatever. Then 5
you asked
comes
me.
last.
You asked me to put a top 5 list together, and then you put like 7 entries.
I'm sorry. I know.
It's like, what's your top 5? It doesn't have to be 5 or in order. It's like, what do you want from me, Monica?
I know. It's like, do your homework, Josie. You're like, yeah, but your
Oh,
instructions
man.
are crap.
Instructions unclear.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I would say CE 4, 2, Reach, ODST 3, and 5. Halo Wars, I will admit I'm a fake fan. I have actually never played Halo Wars. I have watched the playthroughs multiple times, and some of the cutscenes are my favorite of all time.
I don't think anyone would fault you for not playing Wars just because
RTS
they're
games are
very
just
different.
not my thing. Yeah, man.
I only play them on like easy difficulty, normal if
Yeah.
I want to challenge, because I cannot do RTSs either.
It's just not.
But-
It's not my thing.
Yeah, no. But the Wars is fun. They're good. They're God, those cutscenes really hard.
God,
Some of the
they're
best in the
good.
series.
Oh, Halo 2,
Yeah.
Halo Wars 2 is wonderful.
Oh, it's so good. Which is funny because that one's on my list.
Yeah, what is your list?
So mine is Halo 4. Just that story.
Yeah.
I cry every time I listen to Green and Blue. It's that game just rips my heart out every time. Just John and Cortana's little personal story about his human growth and all that. It's just chef kiss. And then Halo 2 is another one. Which my favorite thing about Halo 2 is Master Chief is not the main character. It's the Arbiter.
Yeah.
And it's great. And we love it.
Yep.
And then it's CE, ODST, because that jazz. Do you like jazz? Yes, I do. And
answer is
Halo
yes to
Wars
all
2.
jazz.
Yes, always. And then Halo Wars 2 is the 5th on my list. And yeah, then I got Wars, Reach, 3, and 5. They're all kind of in the same... honestly, like, the difference between how much I love all these games is very small. So, like, they're all really great
Yeah.
for their own race. It's
Yep.
wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think probably somebody went to Marty O'Donnell and said, how much jazz should we put in ODST? And he just answered yes.
Yes. Nothing but.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful soundtrack. I think that's a great list. I would love to hear what your top 5 or 7, whatever, if we really want to be Halo
Top
and Bungie.
420 Halo characters. Number
Right.
420.
What
No,
are
I
your...
think I actually did put a 5 list for this one as well.
Good job. Good for you.
See, I can listen to instructions.
Yeah, I can give instructions, but I can't listen to them. Go
about
ahead.
how
What
it
is your
always
top
goes.
5 favorite characters in the Halo universe?
So, my top 5 favorite characters. This is one that we share.
We share the
Kurt
yep.
051.
Yep.
I love love Kurt to death.
Mm-hmm.
He is just such a sweet man. He cares about his Spartan threes, and he's just so personable. He's the least Spartan 2 of all the Spartan 2s, honestly. But he's just such, going through Ghosts of Onyx and just like seeing how Kurt thinks and feels and how he treats and loves and respects his Spartan 3s despite all the hell that they end up going through. He's that really like making the most out of that horrible situation that they put him in, and I just Onyx is always such a difficult read because I know what happens and I'm never ready for it. But yeah, I love Kurt, and then my boy Born Stellar makes Eternal Lasting. I love the Forerunner trilogy, and Born Stellar is, in Cryptum you follow his thoughts, and yeah, it's this really deep Lord of the Rings-esque dense story about this prehistory ancient advanced alien civilization. But then like half of the things Born Stellar says are like hilarious. Yeah. Unintentionally so. Like he in the first chapter he's naked on a boat with like a straw hat.
Yeah.
And then you just follow his story, and Born Stellar and the very bad, not good, terrible, oh my god day.
Right.
It's just downhill from the minute he lands on Earth. It's great. And then right next to him is Chakas and Guilty Spark. Mm-hmm. And that is a conversation, a very long conversation. There's essays we could write about how good Chakas and Spark are.
Yeah.
But just this unassuming antagonist from Halo CE that survives until 3, and then you kill him. And then you learn his backstory. And then you read Renegades. That's that. Just Guilty Spark's story is probably the most intense story of anyone.
I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah. And then Rion from Renegades and Smoke and Shadow and soon Point of Light. I'm just a sucker for found family, and Rion just she's just so wonderful. She's like the best captain mom around. One of them. There's several.
Yeah.
Oh, I lied. I actually have 6 in my top 5 list. But next is Catherine Halsey. We love to hate her, but I love to love her. Halsey's just great. She's like terrible human being, but in the best way.
Yeah.
It's another thing we can talk about ad nauseum about it, and I think everyone knows about Halsey.
Very true.
And then Pharaoh from Hunt the Truth. If you haven't listened to Hunt the Truth, go listen to Hunt the Truth right now after this podcast. It's a little traumatizing in the best way, but Pharaoh is just, her story goes off the fucking walls, dude.
Yeah. Hunt the Truth is one of the best produced pieces of Halo out there. If you haven't listened to it, I mean, it is wonderful. It's just so good. I could listen to it all day. Pharaoh is amazing.
I had my sister listen to it, and she does not play or like know anything about Halo, but she and her boyfriend listened to Hunt the Truth, and they loved it. So like that just shows how well produced it is, how just well made it is.
Yeah.
But I've talked for a bit. Now it's your turn for your favorite characters.
Oh, my favorite characters?
Yeah, tell me.
You mean
Monica.
I put 5, you put 6, so who can really actually follow instructions here?
I mean, math is subjective.
Math is hard. Math doesn't have true facts.
Nothing, no.
Well, as we already said, we share our favorite character. Kurt 051 is my favorite character of all of Halo. As you said, trying to make the best of a bad situation, which even means sometimes adding some illegal augmentations in there. You know,
just a few.
Just a sprinkle in there for Gamma Company.
Little human rights violations as a treat.
Yeah, no problem. No, but really, he's just despite that, and despite the situation that he's put in, he's my favorite character. And like you said, can't get through Ghosts of Onyx without crying. So there you go.
Yeah.
Second on the list is Veda Lopez. I feel like
Veda. I intentionally left her out so that we wouldn't have the same list.
The same.
Like tit for tat. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had to like fudge it a bit, but go ahead. Tell us about Veda Lopez.
You know what's funny is when Last Light came out, I was so excited about the Gammas. That's the reason I read that book, because I was disappointed with their follow-up in Kilo 5, and I just wanted more of them. And so I was like, okay, whatever, mystery detective, fine, cool. And so I read through it and I ended up first of all being extremely happy about the Gammas, like wonderful,
Oh,
because they were
done so
KIA.
well.
They were listed KIA
Mhm.
before Last Light. So I was reading this whole book thinking, okay, well, cool, I'm gonna cry because they're about to die, but that ended up just being Oni shenanigans.
Yeah, as many
So
things in the series are.
as many things, yeah. Speaking of Oni's shenanigans, I love Veda where she is now currently, where she's
Hmm.
kind of having to grapple with
Reluctant Oni
her,
asset.
yeah, and her she still has these skepticisms of the UNSC and Oni, but she
And rightfully
still has
so.
this sense of justice, and
Hmm.
they're giving her resources to employ
Yeah.
justice on a galactic scale.
Troy Denning
Um,
gave us one hotshot renegade vigilante cop, and we all like latched
yeah,
onto her immediately.
bureaucratic nightmare, but she's a great one.
Bureaucratic nightmare.
Just taking down enemies or killers as she sees fit. She's her
Yeah.
own law.
She is
Um,
the law, as
she
far
is
as I'm
the law.
concerned.
So wonderful. I just love her. I
Mhm.
feel like it's no surprise that my third favorite character would be Fred 104.
I didn't
Um,
see that one coming at all.
really?
No, please tell
Oh,
me more.
oh. I same kind of deal as going into Last Light. Always loved him in First Strike and in the older trilogy and the
Hmm.
older Eric Nyland era. He was just cool. He was like Fred, cool.
Yeah.
But Last Light, I think I just loved the dry humor in there, but it wasn't overdone to the point of okay, this is a little bit like out of character. It was so perfect in kind of expanding him as a character in this world.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I think I like you a lot. Um, so yeah, Fred is just my fave. Number 4 is also Chalkus, but Guilty Spark.
Mhm.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think I think Spark's story, how it spans across thousands and thousands of years, is one of the best told. One of the most intriguing and ongoing. It's gripping. It continues to grip.
Yeah.
With Kelly Gay's work and stuff, and it's. I can't wait to see what happens to him when I look back at his entire life from beginning to end. Spark's story is one of the best.
He is probably the single most tragic character in Halo.
Yeah, yeah. I, I, I remember hating him back in Halo
Hmm.
3. I hated him
Hmm.
so much, but now he's one of my favorites. It's how the turntables, huh?
How the turns have tabled, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
And then my fifth, also kind of unsurprisingly, is Ryan Forge. I love her. I cannot wait again for Point of Light. It's just let's go. I want it now.
That
A month is too
the
long.
cover art is my desktop background, so I see it every
Oh,
day.
yeah, it's wonderfully different. I like it a
Hmm.
lot. I think we have a good set here, but
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of us, I think we, I think we agree on a lot.
We
So,
we do.
yeah,
I'm like when we're talking about Halo before we came up with the end of the podcast, I would make the joke that we're just like a little echo chamber,
we are.
but it's kind of true. It's kind of true.
It is kind of true. So I feel like we kind of may have set us up for top 5 favorite books.
Yeah.
Maybe
Number one will surprise you.
Do you want to go ahead with your top 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my top five, Renegades has this list changes a lot.
Yeah.
Currently Renegades is my like favorite book, and then it's Ghosts of Onyx, Last Light, Selenium, and Primordium. Also, kind of like they're both sharing the fourth spot, just because I
Uh-huh.
love them so much. And then Broken Circle,
Hmm.
which is 6 books, but lumping Selenium and Primordium together.
We should have done top 7 and kept it in
Top.
the
Oh
Halo.
my god, that would have been
Why
so
did we
on
do
brand.
that? We're just dumb.
Look, we're not
We have-
stupid, but we're certainly dumb.
Yeah.
I guess this is now just like the top fave list. It's like it's not even
It's just
assigned
whatever
number to this
favorites.
anymore.
Yeah.
Let's stop trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's a good list.
it's a little. I feel like it's gonna be harder to like explain why we love these books, just because there's so much in all of them.
Yeah.
We would be here for hours.
I think some of it kind of went into the favorite characters too.
Very true.
Um,
Very true.
for me at least
So
as
what
well.
are your favorite books?
My top
I'm wondering what your number
top
one is.
5 favorite Halo books of all time. Number
Mhm.
1, Ghosts of Onyx.
Shocker.
Shocker. Number 2, Last Light. Again, I can hear the
Shocker
shock.
again.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, Renegades.
Surprising no one.
Yep. Number 4, oh my gosh, I do have 6. Oh, I lied. Okay,
God,
sorry.
we're so bad at this.
Yeah, we're pretty bad at this. Okay, number 4 is Broken Circle as well. This one came out of left field. I put it off for the longest time.
I had to convince you to read it.
Yeah, I was like, look, okay, I get that there are only aliens in it. I get that it's like, showing the Sangheli and the Sanshayum, whatever, cool. There's no humans. I'm not entire. I want to go back to my past self and slap her because this book, Broken Circle, is, I argue, one of the most technically, one of the best technically written books, as in regarding vocabulary, John Shirley's word choice and his pacing, and his vocabulary, is some of the best in the entire series. This book, it's so funny, it's hilarious. One of my favorite, the funniest part to me in all of Halo is when it's Sanshayum. It's ancient Sanshayum, and they're just arguing about who can and can't have sex.
Yeah.
Like on the roll of celibates.
Uh-huh.
And one of the prophets slams his fist on his chair, on his anti-grav chair, and he accidentally makes it spin. It throws up a lot of holographic symbols, and it spins in a circle, and all of the other Sanshayum around are trying not to laugh. And I just... I don't know why.
There's a surprising depth of comedy you can get out of the Sanshayum.
It's so funny to me. Broken Circles, yeah, it's definitely in my top 5. So
it easily has one of the best lines in the series too. Good algorithms to you.
Good algorithms to you, young Sangheli. yeah. Enduring Bias has a lot of good ones.
Oh my god. I love the Dark Angel.
The Dark Angel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's great. It's fantastic.
And it has one of the most disturbing torture scenes.
Oh god.
With the gravitational, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but the gravitational room. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you're really curious about what's going on behind the scenes in Halo 2 and the Great Schism and how everything's going down, Broken Circle has a lot of good little peek behind the veils of what's going on. Oh,
yeah,
God,
that bit in Halo 2 when John is rampaging through High Charity. That's about the point that Broken Circle's climax takes place in. So
it's fantastic. And
it's
Huragok.
great to see it from different. Oh my God, Huragok!
How
have we gone this far and not mentioned how much we love the Huragok?
I'm actually shocked we don't have a top 5 favorite alien species
Huragok.
here. Huragok,
Kigiar, Huragok, Sangheli.
There you go. And then my last two, Slentium and Retribution, they also kind of are in the same. They same. They same.
Yeah. They same.
Yeah. So, yep, the books are wonderful.
Go read all of them right now, at the same time.
Yeah. How about I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't mention music at some point.
Yeah.
Because like I said, one of the things that kept me going back into the TV room to see what the heck that game was that my brother was playing was the music. I was like, that's really good.
There aren't many games that do music just like Halo does.
There really isn't.
Every single soundtrack has something of just that blows you away.
Yeah, it's true. So, Josie, what are your top 5 favorite soundtracks? What are your favorite? What are the pieces? Your favorite songs?
Okay, I actually did get 5 on this one, so I think
well
on this list, I think I'm finally learning. I think I know. I've done it at 27 years of age. I've learned to count to 5.
Okay.
So, anyway,
congratulations.
It feels great. Okay, so my list is 117 from Halo 4. John has a theme song, and it goes hard. Then it's Green and Blue.
It does.
You're crying right now thinking about John and Cortana.
Yeah.
Menagerie from ODST. Nathan Fillion Fist Fights a Brute. Hell yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
First movement of the Odyssey from Halo 2, or Follow by Incubus. I didn't know it was called First Movement of the Odyssey for years, but it's such a weird song in a game. like it doesn't fit Halo, but that's enough for me to love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one from Halo 2 is Heretic Hero, which
A
you might
wonderful.
you might remember from seeing a jackal precariously perched right over a waterfall while you're sneaking up on him. It's just, yeah.
I think that might be an Amberclad. Is it?
Well, I mean, I was looking it up, and there is Amberclad. There's also Heretic Hero. There's like several versions of it. I think, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
'cause
Heretic
I know
Hero. Yeah.
it was a walk in the woods in Halo CE, and then there's Heretic Hero. I think there's like a version of it in each game, but
Yeah.
I mean, Heretic Hero definitely has that bit in it. But that
it's
same
so
part
good.
is in other songs. I know it's all over the place, but in a good way.
So good.
All right, your turn. What are your favorite tracks?
Oh, my favorite Halo pieces of music. Oh my goodness. Number 1 is Roll Call from Halo 3. This is the piece where you go to the Ark, where you first the cutscene right when you're jumping out of the Pelican. We're not jumping out of the Pelican. You're in the Pelican. You're going to the Ark.
Yeah.
Jumping.
Right when you leave Voy, right? And you just show up on the Ark. And
Shipmaster. Brute ships. They outnumber us. That one.
Then it is an even fight. That's a good bit.
One Final Effort, also from Halo 3. Just a classic. Finale from ODST it's kind of just a mash of everything that I love about ODST. It's a wonderful, wonderful soundtrack. Arrival from Halo 4, because I feel like I don't think I've ever seen anybody who's talked about this music and this part of the campaign and said, it was okay. No, it's always epic. Every time I replay it, I feel just as empowered and pumped up listening to that music as I did the first time.
Yeah, for real.
And Unforgotten from Halo 2, because it hits me in the feels.
Yeah, Unforgotten's good.
Yeah, it's a good one. Do we have any other? I feel like we could go on for like top.
We could go on for another like several hours. Like, what's your favorite weapons? What's your favorite maps? What are your favorite ships? And like, I mean ships. What's your favorite naval vessel from Halo?
My favorite ship is the Grunt from, or the Sangheili that's in love with Palmer.
Oh. My God, I don't actively think about him, but whenever I do, my heart just swells like 3 sizes.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Favorite ship of all time. I'm just kidding. I know what you meant.
Oh my God. I'm a fan of 2 for Flinching and the Tokyo Rules.
Oh yeah, yep. Yep.
Oh, but yeah, no, there's a lot of conversations we can get, like what's our favorites.
Yeah. Point of No Return, I think, is one of my favorites, because it's just huge stealth ship. It's like it's
massive
like a
prowler.
Yeah. It's the best.
Oh my God.
And Hopeful. I really like the Hopeful too.
Hopeful's good. The Cradle. Pour one out for the crew of the Cradle.
Oh yeah. That was not on our list of favorite things, but we know them anyway.
We just popped it out. Top of our heads.
I think that might be it. I mean, hopefully, this is exactly why we started this podcast, because we can talk for hours. Hopefully that gives you guys some idea of who we are and why we started this podcast and what we hope to do in future episodes.
Yeah. So all of our listeners, thanks for taking this first step of our great journey with us. And we hope down the line to interact with y'all and just have fun, share, and talk about our love of Halo.
Yeah. So thanks so much for listening.
Until next time.
Bye.